So far, you've been drawing lines using a table. But instead of using a table of value and plotting many different points, it is better to use the equations themselves. I'm hoping that this process, these two processes that I'm showing you today, is revision, but if it's not, I'm teaching it from scratch anyway. If you want to graph a line in slope-intercept form, which is the form that you've been shown so far, these are the steps. Step 1 is just to make sure that it's actually written in slope-intercept form. Y is equal to mx plus c. Step 2, place a point at the y-intercept according to whatever c is, because c is the y-intercept. This is the new thing. This is the thing that I thought my way is best, because your previous teachers would have said rise over run. The problem with that is that suggests that all lines rise. They don't, because you can have lines that point down this way. And also, what does run mean? Run, you can run left and right. Whereas if you do it my way, the slope, if you write it as a fraction, the top line is the y step going up or down. If it's going up, the slope is positive. If it's going down, the slope is negative. And the x step is always to the right, so there's no questioning here. Step 4, use the note that you wrote about the slope to step right, then up or down from your y-intercept and place a dot. So at this point, after you've done steps 1 to 4, you've placed 2 dots, and so then I can draw a line between those 2 dots. Can I please ask you to get those steps down, and then I will demonstrate that to you, so that you can practice today. You're doing all of 12D, because I think at least 8 marks of your exam is for drawing lines in the 2 different forms.
Does that say about, or to use the note?
Use the note about the slope to step right, then up or down from your y-intercept and place a point. Because in step 2 you place a dot, which is cool, but 1 dot is not enough information to draw a line, because you don't know what direction it's going. So you use the slope to decide what direction you go from that first dot. Couple of minutes and then I'll show you how to draw in slope-intercept form. If you have those 5 steps down, you might as well draw a set of axes, 10 by 10, and write these 2 equations down. Different colors would be useful, but you can also draw arrows to point them out to. going to demonstrate for you how to draw a line in slope-intercept form. So A on this grid is in slope-intercept form. Let's practice using these steps. Step 1, ensure the equation is written in slope-intercept form. Is this written as y is equal to something x plus something else?
Yeah.
Good, so it's in slope-intercept form, step 1 out of the way. Step 2, place a point at the y-intercept according to c. What is c in that equation? 3. So I know where to put, I'm going to go, remember it's the y-intercept, which of these axes is the y-axis? The up and down or the left and right? Up and down, if you want to remind yourself, chuck that on. So I'm going to put a dot, 0, 1, 2. There's my first dot, that is the y-intercept. Can I draw a line yet? No, why? I don't know what direction it goes. All I know is it goes through there. So then I look at slope. So you do my note for 3. Express the slope as a fraction if it's not already. Right now it's -2. So it's a whole number. But any whole number I can express as a fraction by putting it over 1. Why isn't it over 2? Because that would cancel it down to -1. It changes the answer. The whole number 5. If I write that as a fraction, what is it? 5 over 1. Because what do these numbers underneath a fraction represent? It represents what the whole is divided into. So if I have 3 quarters, what is that 4 representing? I've divided a whole pizza into 4 bits, and I have 3 of those bits. If my fraction on the bottom says 1, how many pieces have I cut the pizza into? See? And so how many holes do I have? 5. And therefore, if my whole number is -2, and I want to write it as a fraction, what number do I put it over? 1. And therefore, why is that useful? Because that tells me, according to this note, the y step, how far is he going to go up or is he going to go down? Down 2. And how far is it going to go to the right? Good. And so now, my blue line, I'm going to go from this dot to the right 1 and down 1, 2. And place a dot there. Is that enough information to draw a line now? Because I know what direction it goes. So now I get my little ruler. And that is my y is equal to -2x plus 3 line. I'm going to erase all this because this was just explaining what fractions were. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Can you please get a copy of that working out for the slope-intercept form and then draw that line. Then I'll finish up showing you how to draw in general form. So just keep it down still recording. Just a reminder, the plan is that, remember, your exam has to be in the Tuesday of week 8 in the double lesson. The week before, you'll have an in-class practice exam that I'll mark for you and give back to you so that you know what to focus on. And then you'll do the real thing. But that's going to be, you know where it is? It's up in the kindy, so the point of these is that you practice exam conditions for your examinable topics, examinable subjects next year. Yeah, if not, then that's fine. The point is that you practiced. Alright, for the people that do have the notes for that and you're still waiting for me, you can start getting down the explanation of drawing in general form. I'll leave this out here. What sounds like new to you, depending on your teacher, although you're supposed to have covered that in year 10, is how do you draw lines in general form. The steps are there, I'll go through them. and then show you how to draw that red one. 3x take 4y is equal to 12. For it says use the note about the slope to step right, then up or down from your y-intercept and place a point. It looks like a lot of people are up to the general form. That stuff in black is just awareness. There is another form of line equation that looks like this. ax plus by is equal to c. You're supposed to have been aware of that in year 10, but it's very flexible. We're a public school, so it doesn't matter what you get in year 7, year 8, year 9. They just push you through, and then it's my fault when you're in year 11. Unlike slope-intercept form, a, b, and c don't mean anything. So we need a different way of graphing. So that way that you graph is this with these 4 steps here. Number 1, ensure that the equation is actually in general form. It needs to look like ax plus by is equal to c. So a number x plus a number y is equal to another number. Unfortunately for you, if you're not a fan of algebra, steps 2 and 3 are algebra. Step 2, in the equation, make y equals 0, and then you need to solve for x. This x is the x-intercept, so you put a dot there. Step 3, in the equation you make x equals 0, then solve for y. This is the y-intercept, so you put a dot there. And at this point, when I've done steps 2 and 3, how many dots have I drawn?
Am I able to grab a laptop charger?
Yeah. What kind? Is it USB-C?
It's one of the magnet ones.
Oh, I don't know what it is. But you can grab one if you can get from what, school?
I don't know why, but I went to school. I was on 100%.
Yeah, the Apple stuff, after 3 years it just goes. It's not. I think I might have one, but just chill for now. If you need devices, I'll help you out. Just let me finish the example. Once I've done steps 2 and 3, I have 2 points. Is that enough points to draw a line if I have 2 points? Yeah. Draw a line between those 2 points. So I'm going to do it in red. Let's do drawing B. Oh, that's a B. Drawing starts with a D. Drawing B. So how do I draw B? Let's adopt these steps. Step 1, is B written in general form? Yeah. Is it something x plus or minus something y is equal to another number? Yes. Step 2, in the equation make y equals 0, then solve for x. So I'm going to rewrite the equation as 3x, take 4, but I'm making y equals 0. So it's going to be 4 times by 0 equals 12. Then what do I do in step 2? Solve for x. What is 4 times by nothing? No?
No, 0.
That's on YouTube now. 4 times by nothing is nothing. So what's left on the left-hand side? If I've gotten rid of this, 3 watts. Good. So 3x equals 12. See how that just leaves x? What's 3 doing to x? There's a sign between 3 and x, I just don't write. Timesing. What's the opposite of timesing something like 3? So you divide both sides by 3, and x is going to be 4. So that is my x-intercept. So I can put a dot, 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Is that enough information to draw a line yet? No? So what I do is in step 3, I make x equals 0 instead. So now I go 3 lots of nothing, take 4y is equal to 12. Let's try again. What's 3 times by nothing? Nothing. So what's left on the left-hand side? Negative 4y equals 12. What's negative 4 doing to y? What's the opposite of timesing by negative 4? Divide by negative 4. What do I have to do on the other side to keep it balanced? Also divide by negative 4. Y is going to be, what is 12 divided by 4 normally? It's 3, but I'm doing a positive divided by a negative. So the answer is going to be negative 3. So where do I put the dot? That's 0, 1, 2, 3. Do I have enough information to draw a line now through the red points? because there's 2 points now. I know what direction it's going to go. So that's how you draw a line in slope-intercept form. That is also how you draw a line in general form. Can I please ask you, you've got a double. Normally this lesson on the timeline doesn't last that long because I only asked you to do certain stuff in 12D. Because it's worth so many marks in your exam, can you please do all of 12D? It might still not last the double lesson. It's in your interest to practice it. If you don't want to do it and be a rebel, that's fine. You're in 2025, I'll force you to do anything, but I suggest that you practice, okay?